In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Good afternoon, crypto fam. Miguel, what do we have on the podium today?
So we got all this Floki meme coin mania going on. We're going to be covering that. We're going to be covering NFTs merging with AIs. We got to be careful with that one. And finally, to wrap it up, Mastercard going deep into crypto.
Yeah, I'm excited about that last one. Let's kick it off with let's see here. Let's kick it off with the Mastercard. I think it's huge actual crypto news. So I'm going to share my screen here. First of all, guys, smash up the likes. If you are in the live chat, make sure that you X out of the live chat. It takes 2 seconds. Smash up the likes. We are really trying to grow our show here, and we would really appreciate if you guys would help us with that. If you're over on TikTok, jump on over YouTube, give us a subscribe over there, give us a new sub there, and we just really appreciate the support. So let's get it on. Okay, so Mastercard merchants to Bitcoin after backed partnership. Mastercard will facilitate the offering of Bitcoin crypto services by any of its merchants following with backed, that's BAKKT, the Bitcoin custodial platform. We want to offer all of our partners the ability to more easily add crypto services to whatever it is they're doing. Sherry Heyman, Mastercard's Executive VP of Digital Partnerships, said in an interview before adding, our partners, be they banks, fintechs, or merchants, can offer their customers the ability to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency through an integration with the backed platform. No detail is provided with an official announcement expected as Mastercard moves in to effectively replace BitPay and other similar services that facilitate Bitcoin payments. We're lowering the barriers to entry, allowing people to take something like your rewards points and trade them into crypto. CEO of Backed, Gavin Michael. Miguel, I want to let you start on this one because I'm going to get so amped up about this being a huge. It's kind of been that hasn't got the clout that it deserves yet. Let's kick us off, Miguel. What are you?
Yeah, man. So when I read this, right, it just goes to show Bitcoin claims another skeptic, right? Another skeptic. Mastercard was talking a lot of mumbo jumbo about crypto and Bitcoin, especially a couple of years ago, and things have turned around drastically for Mastercard and a lot of other merchants out there. They're adopting Bitcoin. They want to get it on. They don't want to they don't want to get left behind, and they understand what is happening. If they don't front run this thing, they're not, by ignoring it, it's not just going to go away. Bitcoin has proved it is here to stay. It will continue to eat up the markets, and if you as a company are not adopting it, you're going to get left behind, and nobody wants that for their business. So they're doing what they need to do. They need to pivot their online marketing, their online digital strategy, and start bringing on Bitcoin to continue to solidify their position as leaders in their markets.
Yeah, I totally agree. Ultimately, my understanding for this is it comes out of necessity, right? We have now Coinbase has a card, Crypto.com has a card. I think BlockFi has a card. All of these different financial institutions, as of now, which is really what they are coming out with their own solution. And here's the deal. Crypto, if you're in crypto, you at least have some sort of a grasp, or at least are headed towards having a grasp of securing your financial future and wanting to take it by the reins and press yourself forward as it relates to your financial future, right? And so what do I mean by that? What I mean is that for so long, people were just basically a slave to whatever it was that, Mastercard or Visa or their bank or whatever they offered, because that's all you had. That was what you had. And so you just said, oh, okay, well, maybe I get more points over here and I like to fly, so I'll go over here. Well, now guess what? There's a new player in town. And the new player in town as it relates to points on transactions is crypto. And think about it this way. Crypto is fast becoming widely adopted, and we're nowhere near where it's headed, right? But as this happens, people are starting to say, well, why can't, if I can get airline points, I mean, I'd rather have Bitcoin rewards, or I'd rather have ETH rewards, or I'd rather have insert, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
And so here's the deal. These credit card companies obviously have transaction fees. Some of them have monthly charges that they assess to you. They make and then obviously interest, that's the big one. But they make a ton of money from having your business. Why do you, if you think for a second that they're offering out credit to you because, they want to help you out? No, they are making a ton of money from you using their platform. And so if they think they can corner one more part of the market, and that's in crypto, they're going to do it, because it is another opportunity for them yet to say, money making opportunity. I think it's huge, Miguel. I think that I think at the end of the day, this is the kind of thing that we need to continue to happen to press forward this cryptoverse, as I like to call it.
If they don't do it, then they're gonna get left behind by crypto.com, Coinbase, right? Having all their own cards. People are just gonna transition over and they're going to lose business. The only way they can stay competitive is by adopting one of these cards and adopting Bitcoin into it and being able to use that. If not, see you later. Everyone's going to be using their Coinbase or crypto.com card because of the rewards. People are getting, percentage back in Bitcoin and so on. And people are going to be using that instead because they're seeing that saving crypto makes a lot more sense than saving dollars.
Yeah. No doubt. So let's pivot a little bit here. That's going to be huge for the crypto space. Let's take a total turn. Now, this is part of the crypto space. As if any of you have followed me for any amount of time, I do not like the pump coins. I don't like the meme coins. They are not for me. Okay. However, they do introduce new people into the space. Okay. They introduce people that otherwise maybe wouldn't be in the crypto space. And for that, you've heard me say it before, I'll say it again. That can be a good thing, but it's only if they don't get absolutely wiped out or wrecked, as we call it, in the process, to where they came in looking for an investment and they walked away being the what's the word I'm looking for? Being the just the loser in a cold-hearted game of cash grab. Right. And so this article says, is Floki Inu token a good investment? Let me just do this. You can insert any meme coin or pump coin into that heading, that title there that you want. The answer is no. Okay. It is not a good investment. Now, I know people are going to come at me and they're going to say, wait a minute, CryptoKeeper, haven't you seen how Shiba Inu $1,000 would have turned it into 5 million or 50 million or whatever crazy number if you'd have bought it at this point? Yeah, well, guess what? If you would have bought Bitcoin back in 2010, same thing, right? And so here's the difference.
With a big difference.
Well, huge difference. And that's what I'm about to get to. So Bitcoin actually has, first of all, utility, right? Second, Bitcoin has a finite supply. These meme coins, these pump coins, have like a quadrillion coins or more, because they just can't show the total amount because they continue to pump them out, that are available and will continue to be pumped into the space. Why do they do that, you ask? Well, good. I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. So they do that because it gives what we call price bias. Someone that's new to the space goes in and says, wait a minute, I could spend $100 and have 10 billion Floki Inu tokens. Man, if it only goes to $1, I'm going to be like Warren Buffett. Guys, that's the whole point. If it goes to a penny, if it goes to $1, if it goes to this, the whole point is that to get you to buy, and they don't do anything. Let me read this. After the success of Dogecoin, other digital assets in the family made their debuts in the crypto market. Riding on the success of the meme coin, coins such as Shiba Inu and the likes have attained a degree of success. However, one should note that the main protagonist, Tesla CEO Elon Musk, has been a driving force of the dog. This is noticeable by the number of tweets that the CEO has posted in favor of the dog coins. Musk recently made a tweet where he said that he adopted a new coin, which he named Floki. In this article, we will be looking at the Floki coin and if it should be added to our portfolio. Guys, listen, we don't even listen. I'm not even going to
we
read
don't
that.
need to get into what
I'm not even going to
Floki
read that
is
article, right? The
and what it
bottom
needs to
line
be.
is none of these assets are an investment. These are a gamble. And as long as you understand that, you've heard me say this before, I'll say it again. As long as you understand that you're stepping up to the table and rolling dice, then that's fine. If you want to gamble, but they have no utility. They're not going to solve any real world problems. They just don't solve any issues in the real world. So for me, throw them away. Just put them in the trash.
Yeah. My biggest problem with them is the fact that a lot of content creators get on TikTok or whatever, and they start talking about that. If it hits a penny, or hey, look, I've 5x'd my money on Shiba. Hey, I just saw that the other night. A person with over 100,000 followers, right? And you know, they're out there saying, well, I just 5x'd my money on Shiba. You know, if you would have put your money in January at $1,000, you would have $500 million right now, or whatever it is. But they're not telling you the amount of risk you're taking on your portfolio. They're not telling you, as a new investor that doesn't know anything about crypto or about investing in general, how to get in and out of the markets, how risky that's going to be, how to time that stuff is practically impossible. It's more of a gamble than anything else. They're not telling you any of that. They're just trying to pump their own bags and get you into the project, and then you're going to be left holding the bag. You're going to become a professional bag holder, right? And that's the problem with these content creators talking about Shiba. They're preying on new investors. I understand that you can trade Shiba. You can get in and out if you know how to trade and make decent money with Shiba, and that's fine. That's a totally legitimate strategy. You don't have to get married to the cryptos that you're investing in to make money. But Shiba, Inu, all these other dog coins, whatever, nobody talks about them in a format of a professional trader. Everybody talks about the hopium, the level of how much you're going to become a millionaire. And they don't talk about the risk. They don't talk about, hey, if you're a new investor, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. Maybe this is not the token for you. The same way they tell you when you're a brand new trader, not investor, trader, they tell you, hey, stay away from leverage trading. Don't get into that yet until you have some more experience in trading. Then make your way into leverage. The same thing these content creators should be saying about Shiba and all these meme coins. I understand you're coming into crypto. You want to make a lot of money. Go learn about this and this and this first, and then maybe move into these meme coins if you find a good opportunity and a good dip, and then try to trade it real quick and make some money. If not, stay away from it. But they don't tell you that. They're just trying to pump their own bags. So be very careful, guys.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's move on. Let's move on from that. We've beat a dead horse on that, because at the end of the day, we just they just don't do anything, and they're not doing anything good for the space, in my opinion. So let's move on to let me share my screen there, guys. If you haven't already, X out of the live chat. Make sure you smash the likes. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to us. We definitely appreciate the support. We are a growing channel. We're coming up on what are we at, Miguel? We got 900 subs. We're
practically we're like short by like 10 followers.
Yeah,
10
we're like
subscribers.
knocking on 900. We're knocking on that 900 number, right? Knocking on that 1,000. We would love it to pass that 900 tonight. Hey, if we can get 10 of you to subscribe, if you jump over from TikTok, or if you're in here, we would appreciate it. So Miguel, this is going to be all up your alley right here, brother. I actually just did a video on TikTok about the metaverse, and it's just been going nuts, right? People were really interested in the metaverse. So let's talk about this. The coming convergence of NFTs and artificial intelligence. So non-fungible tokens, NFTs, are becoming one of the most important trends in the crypto ecosystem. Pause. That is a fact. Pay attention to it, but be careful with that information. Here we go. The first generation of NFTs has focused on key properties such as ownership representation, transfer, automation, as well as building the core building blocks of the NFT market infrastructure. The hype in the NFT market makes it relatively hard to distinguish signal versus noise when even the most simplistic form of NFTs are able to capture incredible value. But as the space evolves, the value proposition of NFTs should go from static images or text to more dynamic and intelligent collectibles. Artificial intelligence, AI, is likely to have an impact in the next wave of NFTs. Jesus Rodriguez is the CEO of Into the Block, a market intelligence platform for crypto assets. He has held leadership roles at major technology companies and hedge funds. He's an active investor, speaker, author, and guest lecturer at Columbia University in New York. We are already seeing manifestations of NFT AI convergence in the form of generative art. However, the potential is much bigger. Injecting AI capabilities into the life cycle of NFTs opens the door to forms of intelligent ownership that we haven't seen before. Let me go just a little farther here. With intelligent digital ownership, the possibilities are endless. I actually skipped a paragraph there. I'm sorry. Oh, it just kicked me. Sorry, somebody tried to call in and it tried to kick off my my screen here. I skipped a paragraph. It says that with intelligent digital ownership, the possibilities are endless. Let's illustrate in the context of collectibles that remain the best known applications of NFTs. So let me pause, Miguel. AI NFTs. What are your thoughts right off the bat? Are you muted?
No, I was typing something up in the chat. So yes, AIs and NFTs. I messed around with Alethea. I think the project is the website Alethea, where you can input some AI capabilities into an NFT. Dude, I think it's scary. I think anything AI related should scare people drastically.
From
And
what, like,
people,
what do you mean? Why should it scare people?
well, people don't understand what AI is. People
Okay.
think that the AIs that we have now
Tell
are
the
the
people what they
greatest.
need to know.
What they need to understand is when AI becomes real AI, we don't have real AI yet. We have a very limited, capable learning machine that
Okay.
can learn very basic stuff and even complex as self-driving, right? That is a type of AI, but it can't do anything else outside of self-driving.
Okay.
But once you create a true AI is, Ultron level intelligence, where it can learn, it can self-improve, it can decide things for its own. And once these AIs are on the internet, blockchains, right? Think about this. The problem with Ultron was he got on the internet, couldn't take the internet down, can't take him down, gets himself in a closed circuit, and he controls all the computers. He's everywhere at once.
Yeah.
Now think about that on the blockchain, where it's immutable, where nobody can turn it off. Nobody can turn off the blockchain. Big problems. Big problems, right?
So it becomes like what's the Will Smith movie?
Yes, the Will Smith iRobot.
I
You're talking
Robot.
about iRobot, Skynet, Ultron
Okay.
from the Avengers kind
Yeah.
of AI. When that level of true AI happens, we'll be. I'm not gonna say we're gonna die, but it's very scary because they can take a path very dark very quickly because they can decide to do whatever they want, and if you can't stop it and it spreads everywhere, it's game over. And NFTs, honestly, right now we're not nowhere near that. But with the NFTs, it's cool, right? It's cool having generative art. It's really cool when you see your NFT, whether it's Apes 3D or whatever NFT it is, talking back to you, having a conversation with you, moving around. That's really cool, and it's going to increase the value of NFTs drastically if it has those levels of capability. It increases the rareability of the NFT, how smart the NFT is, depending on the AI that's in it. So it's great when it comes to stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm scared of AI, bro.
Yeah, so I think it's really interesting, man. I am not the most technologically savvy person. I know we're all about crypto and the metaverse and all these things, which are great, but there's a lot of things that I just don't truly understand. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a software engineer or anything like that. And I thought this was interesting. So it says there's three categories at the intersection of AI and NFTs. Number one, AI generated NFTs. This seems to be the most obvious dimension of the NFT ecosystem to benefit from recent advancements in AI technology. Leveraging deep learning methods in areas such as computer vision, language, and speech, it can enrich the experience for NFT creators to levels we haven't seen before. Today, we can see manifestations of this trend in areas such as generative art, but they remain relatively constrained both in terms of AI methods used as well as the use cases they tackle. So that's one, that's AI generated NFTs. Number two, NFTs embedded AI. We can use AI to generate NFTs, but that doesn't mean they will be intelligent. But what if they could? Natively embedding AI capabilities into NFT is another market dimension that can be unlocked by the intersection of these two fascinating technology trends. Imagine NFTs that incorporate language and speech capabilities to establish a dialogue with users, answer questions about its meaning, or interact with a specific environment. Platforms such as Alethea AI, which is what you were talking about, or Fetch AI are starting to scratch the surface here. That just mind blown, right?
Yeah, dude. It's
And
changing the
then
game.
and then the third says AI first NFT infrastructures. The value of deep learning methods for NFTs won't only be reflected at the individual NFT level, but across the entire ecosystem. Incorporating AI capabilities in building blocks such as NFT marketplaces, oracles, or NFT data platforms can prepare the foundation to gradually enable intelligence across the entire lifecycle of NFTs. Miguel, let me read this last thing. It says AI is changing the landscape of all software and NFTs, and software and NFTs are not the exception. By incorporating NFT capabilities, the NFTs can evolve from basic ownership primitives to intelligent, self-evolving forms or ownership that enable richer digital experiences that higher utility for NFT creators and consumers. Here's where I kind of fall the boat where I'm like, not so interested. At the point that these things are actively learning, as you say, changing, evolving, adapting to their environment, all of a sudden the question then becomes, well, hold on. If it's able to learn, if it's able to adapt, if it's able to do all of these things, the question becomes, who's behind it on the front end? Like, what is the end game here? Because if you start off with something that is supposed to learn a set of parameters, right? But the whole point of those parameters and learning them is to infiltrate a person, infiltrate a place, infiltrate, get into the privacy side of things. It becomes scary because you don't know what you're interacting with. You don't know how much and how far they can actually push the limits. I think it's scary because I'm using myself as an example. I don't have the technical prowess to be able to see something like that happening and truly maybe understand. It's like a phishing attack, right? It might seem on the front end like that it might be obvious, but they get really good. And all of a sudden, it seems like just a part of everyday life. If these NFTs continue to have AI embedded, and you think you're just interacting with a cool little, like the monkeys, the 3D apes or whatever. Now all of a sudden those 3D apes are actually programming the people to a certain, thinking or whatever the case may be. I think it's, man, I agree with you, man. I think it's scary.
The problem is, right, like I agree. When it comes to AI being programmed under certain parameters, that's okay because it has limitations. It's not true AI. It's artificial intelligence, but it's not a real artificial intelligence. It's a replica that we're creating, that we're calling it artificial intelligence because it's somewhat smart, but it has limitations. True AI is the problem where it has no limitations and it can forever self-learn and exponentially grow out of control, and it'll perform smarter. It'll be smarter than any human that can ever shut it down. It can build a way for it cannot be shut down. And the whole privacy thing doesn't worry me as much because I already assume we have zero privacy. Everything's already being looked at. Everything's already being tracked one way or another. But these AIs can take things to a whole new level. But in the short term, I think it's cool for NFTs to have some artificial intelligence. It evolves the NFTs into a next step from just a profile pic, which are the majority, to something where it's more interactive. You can create more of a augmented virtual reality experience with them, right? Can you imagine walking around the metaverse and actually having a little AI ape 3D walking around with you, maybe hosting an event, maybe like singing on stage, dancing, right? And nobody's telling it to do that. It's just doing it on its own, right? Can you imagine that, dude?
He knows what kind of music you like. So he jumps up on stage and he's like, oh, well, CryptoKeeper's in here. I know he loves rap music. Let's put a freestyle together or whatever because it knows what I like and don't like. That would be absolutely insane.
organizing a whole concert, right? A whole metaverse concert, organizing it, sending out, the invitations, letting everybody know in the metaverse, hey, this is going to happen. And it's all because this AI decided to have this event. No one told it to do that. And it runs the entire event. Everybody's just having a good time. And, that's the next step for the metaverse, is not just people getting into the metaverse. It would be AI participating inside the metaverse, and we're going to be part of it. We're going to be participating with people, right, that are, because they're all avatars. When you go into Decentraland, they're all avatars. Yeah. How do you know behind that avatar is a person? If there was an AI controlling one of the avatars running around, nobody would know if that is a robot, an artificial intelligence, or if that is a person back there.
Especially once the language barrier is achieved and it can absolutely interact on a language level. That's where it absolutely could get really convoluted quick. And I think once it takes the next step from there, Miguel, and we either have, just little glasses, or, if it's, at start, I think it's going to be a big Oculus type thing, right? That's
we have that already. I think the next step is the Facebook glasses, right? The smart glasses that we're going to be seeing augmented reality with.
Agreed. And so I think as those things happen, as it gets more or less and less invasive, so to speak, you move farther and farther towards exactly what you're talking about, and it's augmented reality. And then that augmented reality, you're walking around with these glasses on, and it spots something, and it maybe highlights it, and it tells you something about it. Maybe it tells you.
It's just like Jarvis, right? Iron Man walks around with his glasses. He has Jarvis in there, and he's like, "Hey, Jarvis, tell me this, tell me that, or do this for me." And the computer's just there. The AI is doing its own thing, telling it, "Oh yeah, this is done. This is and this. Pull up this video. Boom." That's happening.
How far away do you think we are from that? From
a Jarvis style, like
no, maybe not quite
Butler?
that far, but I'm saying like walking around with glasses on that are going to spot things that let's say I walk by you on the street.
Oh, next 5 years. Next 5 years.
On an NFT, if you've got on it, you're wearing an NFT. Maybe it tells me, "Oh, hey, that's BlockchainCrusader," and that where I could look at you, see your TikTok profile, your Twitter profile, like all of these things when I see you, and I could search it. You think that's within the next 5 years?
Next 5 years. Facebook's already all over it, right? Facebook is converting and pivoting to a metaverse. Dude, you don't understand. Cell phones, smartphones have exploded, right? Yeah. I graduated high school, and smartphones were still barely a thing when I graduated. I graduated high school in 2011. In 2011, I graduated high school. I got my first smartphone at the end of 2011, maybe close to 2012. I got the iPhone 4S, right? Smartphones were just getting started. The majority of people didn't have smartphones yet. That was 2011. We're 10 years down the line. Smartphones are everywhere. Everyone has a smartphone, and they're doing huge things that they weren't doing back then in just 10 years.
Yeah.
So give it another 5 years. Let the first generation of glasses come out. We've already had Google Glass. We've had little experimentation with glasses already. They just haven't really taken off. Once that comes out, once a real prototype comes out, I know Snapchat tried to come out with one with little pictures and video. Facebook is coming out with one now.
Yeah.
Trust me, when Apple, one of these big phone companies with branding can solidify one of these projects and make it fashionable, how Apple makes everything fashionable, give it 5 years. Everyone's going to be wearing one. Everyone's going to be walking around with augmented reality, seeing little things pop up here and there, because at the end of the day, these tech companies make money by buying our attention. And what better way to buy our attention than having something directly in front of our face 24/7, whether you're inside or outside the house, with things coming up, emails, phone calls, social media, everything will be happening on there. And it'll be the next evolution away from the smartphone. You won't have to be looking down at your phone anymore. You can be looking straight ahead and still doing everything you can do on your phone.
And then the question becomes, is this person actually listening to me? Are they actually talking? When my wife and I are talking or whatever, like I'll like glance down, and like she knows I'm like half listening, right? Yep. What about the point? And I think this will be more towards the 10-year, right? But what about the point at which it's contacts and it's not actual glasses, where like so here's what I imagine. I imagine the contact has whatever it has in it. It communicates with basically maybe a little.
They exist already. by the
Maybe
way.
you put. I've seen. I've just never seen the actual
They exist.
thing, but I would think that it would connect to your phone or something that you
Bluetooth.
have on you.
They're gonna Bluetooth
Bluetooth, yeah, but they're Bluetoothing to something
to
that's
your device, to your
ultimately
phone, to your
right.
phone, right? Your
Yeah,
phone's gonna be the phone is gonna be like the computer that it Bluetooth to, and then instead of having to use your phone all the time, you would just be using the connection to your phone to do
yeah,
everything. You just walk around with your phone. Everybody walks around with their phone already.
yeah,
Until at some point in the future, they can evolve past the physical phone, and
yeah,
then the technology would allow to you not have to have a physical phone anymore. Then you just have the contacts, you just have the glasses,
yeah,
right? Kind of like Black Mirror, where they have a little chip in the back of their head,
yeah.
right? And then it just goes automatically displayed inside their retinas, inside of their eyes. They just see whatever it is, and they can put it onto a screen or whatever. And they have a
Wow,
little tiny baby remote to control everything. That's
it's
where
gonna
we're
be
going,
wild.
bro. That's where we're going. Elon Musk is already working on it. The contacts exist. They're just not main
Yeah,
thing. And Elon's already working on putting wires into monkeys' heads. Who's next? We are.
yeah,
We are going to be having wires and microchips and all this kind of stuff running through our brains. We are going to be cyborgs. And
yeah,
these NFTs getting AI is just the beginning.
yeah. I'm with you, man. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. I'm looking forward to some of it, but some of it absolutely scares me as well.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have anything in the chat that we needed to touch on, guys? If you haven't smashed the likes, smash up the likes for us. Definitely make sure you're subscribed. We would love to add you to the subs list. We appreciate everyone's support. I don't see
No, I
anything.
think we're good. I think we're
Yeah.
good.
Guys, if nobody's told you before today, we freaking love you. We hope you guys have a wonderful evening. We will be back on for What If Wednesday. And for tomorrow, guys, listen, every Tuesday, right, on Around the Blockchain, that's BitBoy Crypto Show, every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, come check me out. I'm going to be on Around the Blockchain. And who knows? A little birdie told me that maybe at some point we might be getting Miguel on there. I don't know. So, yeah, guys, we love you. We hope you have a great night, and we will see you soon.